Usually when you see me on video, I'm in front of a beautiful scene like this, and that's how I start out my show. But it's fake. What I'm really doing is shooting in front of a green screen. So today I'm going to show you all the equipment that I use to make videos. The green screen, the lights, the camera, everything. Stay tuned. Welcome back to My Travel Window. Today we're going to do something different on My Travel Window. I'm going to show you some of the mistakes I've made in equipment that we use for making videos and what I have come to now after 2 years and about 120 videos. How I got here and how simple or complex, depending on your perspective, it is for me to be able to produce the videos I do. So what you see is the way I normally take photos. And I have two different backgrounds. I have the green screen behind me, and I can turn around and face the camera the opposite direction at the wall. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put on my new Meta glasses, and I'm going to start a video, and you're going to get to see what I see sitting in this chair. Okay, so what you see in front of you is the wall that I can use as a background. You see the camera. You see my cheat sheet, my computer that I can run with a mouse, so I can get my script. You see over to the side the lights that I use. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through each of the pieces of these, show how I started, where I wound up, and you decide whether it's complicated or not. Here we go. First off, if you're going to do YouTube videos with any kind of varying backgrounds, you're going to need a green screen. So what I did is I went to Amazon and purchased the green screen that you see mounted to the wall. All right, it comes with a tripod, and I'll show you the details. The problem is the tripod was too big for my room, so I was constantly tripping over it. So I finally took it off the tripod, put it on the wall. If I had to do over again, I would probably figure out how to just paint the wall green. Next comes lights. As you can see, these particular lights have a significant effect. If I turn them off, you can tell the difference that it makes within the room. So when I first started to do this, I was using existing light in the room. It was terrible. And the problem is you can't get a consistent green background when you do that. So what I did is I went and purchased some small lights, thinking this would do the trick. They show for about maybe a foot or two in front of the light, and out a couple of feet, they're totally ineffective for what I needed to do. If you're shooting a picture of a small model, maybe it would work. But for what I was doing, these don't work. Go spend money on the real thing. Now let's talk about the camera. What I'm using is a Nikon D3300. It's an older SLR. I tried using a newer SLR. I tried a mirrorless camera, and I just didn't like it. And so I wound up going to this. Initially, when I started out, I was just using the microphone and the camera to shoot video. At about 8 feet that you see here in the room, it was totally ineffective. So what I did is I went and purchased this, which is an external microphone that you can plug into the camera. It was marginally better. So maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, I went from a 1 to a 2. Then people on my blog said, you got to get a better sound system. So what I did is I went and purchased a Blue Yeti mic, which is what you see here. It's powered by plugging into a USB port on the computer, which makes it a little interesting because I've got wires running two different directions here to the camera and other things, but it's worth the investment. don't spend the time on an interim solution. If you're going to spend money on a mic, I think what you should look at is a wireless mic for outside and the Blue Yeti or something similar for inside. You can see I do have a wall in the room that can be used as a backdrop, and I used this as a backdrop in my last video. So these are scenes, pictures that we have taken from trips to Europe. They're from about 10 different cities, and make for an interesting kind of background. But most of the things I shoot, I use the green screen on the opposite side. So I can use either one of the two walls for what I do. I've discovered that I am terrible at ad-libbing, which is why I have the laptop here. So what I do is I write the script first, I put it up on the laptop, and have the mouse with me, so that as I'm going along in the story, I can scroll down and look into the camera and at least have a cue as to what it is I have next. So my cameras right now are my phone, my Nikon camera, and the Meta glasses. What I'm using for the lights are the Releno lights. I use a green screen background, and I use a Blue Yeti mic. Okay, so I'm going to close this with quick hitters. What about some of the other things that I've tried, and some of you may have tried as well? How about a GoPro? I use them for recording hikes, things like that are outdoors, but in general, I've discovered that my cell phone takes a better picture and is easier to use than the GoPro. A cell phone itself, I use a Samsung S20 FE. It's turned out to be a great phone. I recommend it. How about a drone? I have a drone shot that is in my YouTube channel, and I have taken it on a couple other trips, but be aware that Europe is very restrictive. This is the largest drone that most of you would probably be able to take, and you need to check ahead because you need to register it, do all sorts of things, and you can't take it on a cruise ship. So caution about where you can use it, but if you can, it's wonderful. The new glasses, these shoot in vertical mode. They shoot 1-minute video, and when I'm doing it in a room, I need to have the sound augmented. But other than that, they're great. I really like them. Still a work in process. How about a little compact camera? When I don't want to take my Nikon, I have taken at times this Canon camera, but what I discovered is technology has advanced. My cell phone takes just as good of pictures, and they're much easier to deal with in terms of getting them uploaded to the internet and being able to use better than the camera, so I don't even use this anymore. So there you have it. There's what I use, there's what I don't use, and that's how I get to YouTube. Next time, we'll talk about how I edit all of this and get it to the screen so that you can see it. Until then, safe travels. I think if you're going to do YouTube videos, if you're going to use if you're going to do Meta, Bayran smart glasses,